Good day, good people. Energized Coach coming to you. I talked about stone. I know I've been talking about shungite. I've talked about the Himalayan salt lamps, which are crystals. Well, the shungite is a stone, actually. It has something in it called fullerenes, that they have a carbon level that they were created something called the buckyball. I know I've talked about this many times, but because of that issue, it has the ability to be able to absorb energy that's in the atmosphere. I have them attached. I have two phones. I have them attached to both of my phones. I put it on my wife's phone as well. I have it on my grandson's phone to be able to absorb these energies so that the EMFs, the electromagnetic fields that are coming to these devices, don't have an impact on them. And there are many other types of devices and things you could do to kind of minimize the impact of EMFs. I mean, although we have some EMFs now, it's going to intensify once 5G really rolls out. And so what I want to talk about is something else that I've discovered and something that has come to me, and it's something that's a crystal, and it's called black tourmaline. Black tourmaline. And this black tourmaline, it has some of the looks of shungite, but shungite has a gold and a silver that's in them that makes it distinct to, knowing that that's shungite. Black tourmaline has these striations and lines in them that that is black tourmaline. And what this does is, let me share some information that I found. It says transmutes negativity and electromagnetic smog. I was talking about that in my previous video. Black tourmaline will ground you quite quickly. Again, as I'm shooting this video, I am grounded right now. I have a mat that is connected to the ground outlet in the wall. That ground goes to the earth, and the impact and the energy that I need from what the earth offers in regards to grounding is coming up. But it's also stated that black tourmaline will ground you quite quickly. So if you have this stone will ground you as well, because there's properties in it that apparently impacts or works with the electricity that's in your body. Need to be from the electricity that you produce on your own, or that was coming from outside sources. It is so highly beneficial to keep a piece of this stone on you. If you do a lot of spiritual work or have strong psychic abilities, some people like to knock people who have these abilities. This is something that this is something that you should have. You use the abilities quite a lot, you can become ungrounded. So if you're psychic, you can become ungrounded, and then becoming ungrounded, you may have to consider the use of this black tourmaline crystal. All right, this is one that off the top of it, they also keep in their pocket. Sometimes people wear it as jewelry. Young ladies may put it in earrings, whatever it may be. Some people may put it on their fingers for as a ring or inside of a ring. But whatever the case may be, by having some of this crystal or however amount that you have on you, you then can particularly use this as a form of protection from these energies. If you acquire a small cloth bag or many crystal shops that sell them, you can put crystals in your pocket easily each day, just so you don't lose them. Because sometimes you get these crystals that are small and not very big, and so you want to have it on you again to give you that protection from these EMF waves, these radio frequencies and millimeter waves that are going to come from this 5G. I mean, there's some that's here now, but it's not at the magnitude or the impact or level, even though some people are suffering as a result of it because they have a sensitivity to EMF waves. And because they do, then there are certain things that they just simply can't have around them right now. And 5G hasn't even been rolled out in its full force as it is expected to. Some cities already, major cities, I believe, like Chicago, I think they have maybe in Indianapolis, that they're also doing some pilots of 5G, but it's not a very stable frequency. I mean, I've shared this before, but 5G is one of the frequencies that were weaponized by the government to be able to disperse crowds. They would send the 5G frequency out, people's skin would feel like it's on fire, then they would disperse. Well, that can't be something that's natural, that is good. And if it did that when they weaponized it, what is going to happen once they roll it out and tell you that you're now going to have faster internet, or you're going to have faster speed on your phones, and it could come at a detriment where you're literally being microwaved as a result of having this frequency. Something to think about. So if that's the case, again, there's nothing you can do about it unless you're a lawyer or you're a politician who is on the committee or somehow to stop this legislation or reverse this legislation that they put in place back in 1996. But until then, until that has changed, in the meantime, you have to protect yourself from what it is that this 5G network is going to give you. So the good thing about this stone is that it does not absorb negativity, but changes or alters it, transmutes into positive energy. Again, our body has a lot of negative energy, and what we need to do is have that negative energy absorbed or taken out, because it's causing certain white blood cells to clump up and not have the ability to be able to allow our bodies to recover from trauma. Getting our proper rest and doing what is necessary to eat the proper foods and do what is necessary to do self-care and take care of ourselves may be great, but if you're exposed to a lot of things that could cause you to have detriment, meaning your body deteriorating as a result of being exposed to electro smog, you may be doing all the things you're supposed to, but this electric smog, if you're not dealing with that, you're going to have a problem. One of those good things that you can do is having this black tourmaline, as well as grounding yourself to the earth, so that those energies that are coming from the earth can give you the benefits that you need. I mean, again, I got mines today. It is, in the interest of it, is called, the earthing kit. And on here it lists, it has reduces the pain, improves sleep, improve blood circulation, reduces stress, anxiety, and irritability. Whatever it is that may cause that. Whatever it is that's interfering with your sleep because you're worried about things. Grounding yourself will help you deal with that. Blood circulation. I mean, our body needs oxygen-rich, nutrient-rich blood. And in doing so, we can keep parts of our body healthy. Again, we also have a septic system in order to get rid of these things. That's why movement is so important, so we can move the lymphatic system through our cells and through our body, so we can get our kidneys to cleanse it and then take those toxins out through the form of urine, so that our body, so we don't get sick from that as well. But again, with all of those things, we need to be mindful of what it is that we can do to protect ourselves as well as protect our family. Black tourmaline can also do this. So this means it improves vibration of the air where it is located. Keeping it in the bedroom will help you to sleep better and wake more refreshed. Again, dealing with whatever this electro smog that is going on. The other day, I wasn't even grounding, and my wife and I was grabbing, the probes on this multimeter, and it was showing 0. And I was maybe wondering, okay, well, we have the plants in our house that are filtering our air by giving us the oxygen, because plants have oxygen as a waste product and they take in carbon monoxide. We also have the Himalayan salt lamps that are burning, one on this floor and 2 upstairs. I put the shungite devices on my phone, my 2 phones, my wife's phone and my grandson's phone. And so I'm wondering if the fact that we have these things in our house, and we also do have Wi-Fi, we all have cell phones, so we have access to all of the things that anyone else has in regards to electronic devices. And so I'm curious as to whether or not that was causing or helping with the grounding. Nevertheless, I'm going to err on the side of caution, and I myself going to take a proactive stance, and I'm going to ground, that of which I'm doing right now, by standing barefoot on this earthing mat that I just received today. I believe it cost about $35 from Amazon. If it's cheaper, of course, you get it at a good price. Some cost even more. They have some that you put in your bed. You can either put it on the side of the bed where you are, or you can put it on the entire bed, whatever size bed that you have, so that you and your wife can lay on it and be able to both have a grounding experience while you're sleeping, so that you can wake up refreshed. Your body is doing what it's supposed to. Again, because it's grounding, you got those energies. I mentioned this in my last video, solar flares hitting the ionosphere, and then of course going across the sky in the form of lightning, and then sometimes hitting the ground and striking the ground because the ground is grounded. The other aspect of the energy is we have energy inside of the earth, from the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, that touches the crust. And that energy also is projected through the ground, and it's all positive. And because it is positive, you have negative energy coursing through you. You have to find a way to get it out of you so that your body, your immune system, conditions like Alzheimer's, MS, and things of that nature. If you have family members who are suffering from these issues, you may want to consider start grounding them. They even have babies who have suffered from colic or other issues that they've taken outside when the weather permits, or having them touch grounding mats. You have your animals who are typically outside. They don't have shoes on, but normally when they're outside, they're touching the earth, so they're getting the grounding experience. If they're inside a lot, they may be getting ill as a result of not being able to ground properly. So again, it's something to consider. There's even a YouTube. I think I want to share it. It's a movie, a documentary. There's a lady who talks about a kid who suffers from autism. This kid can't sit still, she said, for 7 seconds. She tried to put him down. He's moving. He's all over the place. Then she took him outside, or I think she even bought a grounding mat. I'm not sure which one. Either way, she got the kid grounded. He was able to sit for a solid, I think it was either 5 or 7 minutes without moving because he was being grounded. So that gives you an idea, because he couldn't tell this teacher that, oh wait, it's the grounding that's helping. No, it was the experience from the grounding that was helping this kid. So it's something to think about. And if you don't want to take my word for it or anything research it. They got 20 to 21 studies, peer-reviewed studies, that show that grounding has impacts and positive impacts on you. So you suffer from joint pain, whatever the case may be, what do you have to lose? I mean, if you live in a region where you can spend some time outside barefoot or touching a tree or whatever the case may be, but in the wintertime, you got to use other resources like what I'm using right now. While my feet are touching this mat, I am grounding and I'm getting the health benefits. I actually feel something going through my legs as I am on this mat. And so this is something that I would encourage someone to think about. So it talks about this, the stone, the black tourmaline stone. Going back to the tourmaline stone, some people have asked about how to cleanse the stone. Is it safe to rinse, run under water when it gets dust? So it needs to be cleansing, of course. Will it take away the negative energy? Well, naturally, it's a stone. It will not. It has properties that you can have where you can use this stone to do what is necessary to protect you from this electro smoke. So, I've stated a lot. I really feel very passionate about this. I want to share as much as possible, and I'm not sponsored by anyone. No one's forced me to do this. I'm just led by my own self to be able to bring this to you, because I care about what it is that happens with you, so that you will have this information, and being armed with this information, you will use it to be able to protect you and your family for all of the things that are about to come in the years 2020, when they really roll out this 5G to give it to you to help your devices work more efficiently, but also it's going to cause detriment to your health. So with that being said, I hope that you consider maybe getting the black tourmaline, getting yourself a grounding mat, getting some shungite, getting yourself a Himalayan salt lamp, spending some time outside in nature, gazing at the sun, so that you can get the rest that you need and have the serotonin production that you need to have a happy life, so that you can combat anxiety, depression, and all those things that make you feel ill. Thank you very much for listening. I appreciate your time. I love you. This is the Energizer Coach, and I'm out. Peace.